Open your eyes. The heat, not the kind you're used to. This heat doesn't wait for noon or summer. It exists in the bones of the city. The walls around you are made of sun-baked mud brick, and they radiate warmth like a dying oven. Your mouth is dry. Your body aches. You slept on a woven mat on the hard clay floor, and your back lets you know it. Outside the open arch, light is already pouring in. There's no window, no door, just a cloth flap stirring gently in the dry wind. You sit up slowly. The air tastes like dust and wood smoke. Someone is shouting in the distance. You don't understand the words, but the tone is sharp. You're not at home. You're not even in your own time. You're in ancient Babylon. You stand, head spinning slightly, and push the curtain aside. The heat outside wraps around you like a blanket you can't take off. There's no breeze, just the thick weight of morning sun pressing down on clay rooftops, the distant bray of donkeys, and the murmuring of a city already deep in motion. You're barefoot. The dirt road is hot and rough, shards of pottery, sharp pebbles, dried waste. Your feet find all of it. Already, you're limping. Around you, people don't stop. They don't even glance your way. You're a stranger here, and it shows in everything, from your soft skin to your lost expression. A woman walks past, carrying a basket of dates on her head. A child follows, barefoot and quick. A man pushes a wooden cart with a limp wheel, his robe soaked through with sweat. You move with them, trying to blend in, but your pace is wrong. You walk like someone who expects a space, who assumes the crowd will part. Here, no one does. You turn a corner and the street narrows. Stone buildings rise closer together. Cloth awnings stretch overhead, giving momentary relief from the sun. You hear water nearby and follow the sound, hopeful. The Euphrates. You've read about it. The cradle of civilization. Mighty, life-giving river. It stinks. You reach the bank and stop. The water is brown, full of floating reeds and debris. A goat carcass bobs a few feet away. Children splash in the shallows. A woman wrings out laundry. A man is relieving himself downstream. You stare. The smell turns your stomach, but you're thirsty. You kneel, dip your hands, and splash your face. It helps, barely. Then you drink, just a few sips, and in that moment, unknowingly, you invite in everything Babylon has to offer. Parasites, bacteria, illnesses long extinct in your world. Welcome to your first real mistake. When you wake, it's not because of sound, or movement, or light. It's because your body won't let you sleep anymore. The pain is too sharp, the heat too heavy, your fever relentless. Sleep in Babylon is not a mercy, it's a threat. You open your eyes slowly. You're not sure if it's still night or if dawn is just beginning to push the darkness aside. The sky through the door frame is dim and red. Dust hangs in the air like ash. You sit up. It takes longer than before. Everything inside you feels foreign now. Not like you, but something weaker, slower. Your back burns with every movement. Your lips are split. You taste blood and ash. You blink and realize that for the first time, you no longer expect to survive this day. You rise anyway. Your legs shake, but they hold. You step out into the quiet street, and for a moment, Babylon feels calm, peaceful even. But it's not. It's only resting, waiting. You move through its empty breath, a shadow among older shadows. You're not thinking of escape anymore. You're not thinking of home. You're not thinking at all. You're just walking past the houses of the sleeping poor, past the altars of gods who do not know your name, past guards who no longer bother to look at you because you're no longer a threat. ghost now. Babylon has seen thousands like you. It doesn't hate you. It doesn't even notice you. You reach the city wall, massive, ancient, cold beneath your fingers. You rest your hand against it and feel its silence. You wonder how many others have done the same on their last day, or their first, or both. The sun is rising now, slowly, and with it, the noise returns. Distant voices, hooves on stone, barking dogs, a prayer song carried by wind from some temple you'll never enter. You turn and face the city again. The market will wake soon. The ovens will burn. The river will carry its filth past the palace. Someone will be lashed for a crime they didn't commit. Someone else will be blessed with bread. A child will die. Another will be born. Babylon will breathe. And you will fade. You take one final step. You don't fall. You don't cry out. You simply stop. You become part of the city. One more soul swallowed whole by history. Because the truth is, no one lasts a day in Babylon, not all the way through, not intact. And those who do, they leave something behind. You close your eyes. Sleep finally comes. And this time, it stays. You sit in the silence that follows violence, and the weight of the city settles back onto your shoulders like dust, always returning, always clinging. Babylon has resumed its rhythm. Somewhere, someone begins sweeping. Somewhere, someone lights incense. But here, in this alley, the stillness holds for just a moment longer. You don't move, not out of fear now, but out of resignation. Your body has stopped making decisions. It only reacts, barely. Your back itches beneath the dried blood. Your head pulses with heat. Your stomach has stopped asking for food. It knows it will not get any. Your skin is hot, then cold, then numb, and you feel smaller. Not just weak, but reduced, as if Babylon is slowly carving away everything that made you whole. You think about the city, not the version in textbooks, but this one. Real, brutal, indifferent. There are no hanging gardens here, no paradise, only cracked bricks, open wounds, and people too busy surviving to notice either. You try to remember home, but the memory flickers. Your bed, a faucet, a light switch, all of it feels like something from a story someone else told you long ago. You try to remember your name, and it comes slowly, not because you've forgotten, but because it doesn't matter here. Babylon has no use for names it didn't give. You force yourself to stand again. It takes longer this time. Everything takes longer now. The sun is beginning to set. Again. That means another night is coming. You've survived one, maybe two. You've lost count. Your body trembles under the idea of another. You shuffle toward a quieter part of the city, where the buildings are low and old, where people rarely speak. You pass a courtyard, where a few men kneel in silence, facing a shrine carved with strange beasts, lions with wings, gods with eyes too wide. You lower your head and keep moving. You find a doorway, open, dark, maybe abandoned. You slip inside. The room is bare, the floor is clean, but only because there's nothing to leave a mark. You collapse against the far wall and let the shadows take you. This time, when you close your eyes, you don't promise yourself that you'll get up again. Outside, the city hums. A drumbeat echoes from a temple far away. Somewhere, priests chant in low voices. Smoke rises into the darkening sky, the same smoke they've lit for centuries. You think about how many people have died in this city, how many faded into its walls, forgotten before their bodies cooled. you realize, not fearfully, not dramatically, that you might be one of them now. And Babylon won't even notice. You're not sure how long you sit there, staring at your hands. They're filthy now, more dust than skin. Your fingernails are caked with dried mud. Your wrists are thinner than they were. Time is slipping in strange ways. It stretches when you suffer and disappears when you lose consciousness. And Babylon has taken both from you again and again. Eventually, you stand not because you have a plan, but because sitting still hurts worse. The city is alive again. People rushing, shouting, bartering. You're part of the background now, a body among many. As long as you don't collapse in someone's path or offend a priest, you might just fade out slowly, quietly. Maybe that's the best you can hope for. You walk until your legs tremble. You pass shrines with cracked statues, marketplaces filled with flies and smoke, streets so narrow that your shoulders brush both walls. No one touches you, but everyone watches. Eyes that say, you don't belong. Not in this century, not in this city, not in this world. You feel a chill again, unnatural in the heat. It starts in your neck and zips down your spine. The fever is back. Your body is losing the fight. Every step is a negotiation between will and collapse. The ground feels less solid now, the air thicker. Your thoughts are slower, looping in your mind like broken incantations. But water, shelter, safety. But those things aren't real anymore. Not here. You stumble into a shaded alley. There's a low wall, and you sit before you fall. A child passes by, barefoot, alert, carrying a bundle of reeds. He glances at you, slows. You meet his eyes. He keeps walking. That's what Babylon does. It teaches you to keep walking. You lean your head back against the wall and close your eyes, just for a moment. But the world around you won't let you rest. Somewhere nearby, they're shouting, loud, sharp, urgent, not the marketplace rhythm. Something else. You open your eyes slowly. A group of men rush past the alley mouth, dragging someone between them. He's fighting, not well, but with fury. His hands are bound. His face is bloodied. He's shouting something, pleading, or cursing. You don't know which. The guards chasing him. If they are guards, ignore everything except their target. The man is slammed against the wall across the street. You hear the crack of bone. His voice goes quiet. A crowd gathers, but not to help. They watch, silent, curious. The man is thrown to the ground. One of the guards, tall, cloaked, expressionless, produces a tablet and reads from it. You catch one word, barely. Theft. The others nod. One raises a club. You close your eyes. You don't open them until the crowd is gone. The street is stained now, and no one speaks of it. You don't remember falling asleep. There's no dream, no slow descent into rest. Just one moment of silence, stretched too long, and then your eyes open to a sky stained purple with early dawn. You're cold, the kind of cold that doesn't come from weather, but from being soaked in sweat and dust and fever all night, lying on stone with no warmth, no shelter, no breath of comfort. Your body is stiff, your muscles locked. The dried blood on your back clings to the fabric of your tunic like glue. When you shift, it tears. You grit your teeth to keep from crying out. There's no one around, but the habit of silence has settled deep in your bones. You don't want to be heard, not anymore. You stand slowly. The city hasn't fully woken up, but it's stirring. A distant rooster growls. Somewhere, a door creaks open. A dog barks once and is gone. This moment, just before sunrise, is the only time Babylon feels empty. It won't last. You begin to walk, though you have no plan. You've stopped looking for safety. Now, you're just looking for something to delay collapse. You tell yourself you're searching for water, but you know the river won't save you again. You tell yourself you're searching for food, but your stomach no longer growls. It twists and aches like it's already begun to give up. You pass familiar corners now, though you couldn't name them. A broken arch, a house with a sun-baked jar cracked clean in half, the skeleton of a cart leaning against a wall. Babylon is vast, but when you have nowhere to go, it starts to feel small. You turn onto a wider street. Merchants are setting up stalls again. Fires are being stoked. The first showers of morning rise into the sky. You feel invisible, and it's almost a gift. No one notices you now. You look like the people they've learned not to see. The broken, the sick, the half dead. You sit beside a stall, your back against a wall. You're too tired to be afraid of being seen anymore. The man setting up nearby doesn't shoot you away. He doesn't even look at you. Maybe he thinks you'll die soon, and he doesn't want to be involved. Maybe he's right. You watch him unpack flatbreads, careful and mechanical. You wonder what it would take to ask for one. What gesture, what word would mean please, here? You don't know, and you're too tired to try. Eventually, the smell becomes too much. Warm bread, even in this state, still means something. You move, just slightly, crawl toward the stall. The man notices. His eyes narrow. He doesn't speak. He doesn't help. He picks up a stick, just a short one, made of split reed. He taps it lightly against the palm of his hand. That's enough. You stop. You back away, shame burning hotter than your fever. Not today. Not from him. Not like that. You sit again, empty-handed. You wonder how many more times Babylon will deny you before it forgets you completely. The sky darkens quickly in Babylon. There's no soft transition into night, no gentle twilight. One moment the sun is low and golden, casting long shadows, and the next, darkness swallows the city whole. You can barely see where you're going. There are no street lamps, no torches, lit for the sake of wanderers. If you don't belong here, you don't belong after dark, and you don't. The city changes at night. It becomes quieter, yes, but also sharper, more dangerous. In daylight, you could lose yourself in the noise. At night, every footstep is a signal, every cough an announcement. I'm here. I'm alone. You walk carefully now, avoiding open areas. Every shadow looks like a person. Every noise sounds like it's behind you. Somewhere in the distance, a woman screams. You freeze, then silence. You don't wait to find out what it was. You just move. The smell in the streets is heavier now. Stale urine, old blood, garbage, rot. Without the heat of day, the scent lingers low and close to the ground. Your stomach rolls again. You're afraid to vomit. You're not sure your body could take the effort. You pass a man hunched near a doorway. He doesn't look at you. You don't look at him. That's the rule. Don't ask questions. Don't make eye contact. You keep walking, faster now. You turn a corner and find yourself in an unfamiliar square. It's small, enclosed, a well in the center, dry and dark. There's a small shrine nearby, its oil lamp flickering, a wooden statue of a god, eyes wide, mouth A sharp frown watches over the space. You sit beside it, not from reverence, but because your legs are done. The pain in your back is waking up again. With every breath, the wounds tug at your skin. You try not to lean on the wall, but you're too tired to sit straight. Your head falls forward. You drift. When you jerk awake, something has moved. You can feel it. You lift your head. The square is darker now. The lamp has burned low. You hear a footstep. Not many. Just one. Then another. You stand weakly. A shadow moves across the far wall. Someone is watching. You step back into the shrine's light. The shadow pauses, then moves again. A shape. Tall. Thin. Silent. You don't wait to see who or what it is. You run. Your body protests with every step. You limp, almost fall. Push yourself forward. The street stretches ahead endless. The shapes behind you don't follow. Maybe they weren't following at all. Maybe it was nothing. Or maybe it was just Babylon's way of reminding you there is no safety here, not even beside its gods. You duck into another alley, collapse behind a stack of broken crates. This is where you'll stay tonight, under open sky, in the dirt, with rats and whispers, and if you're lucky, you'll wake up. You wander, though your feet are barely under you. The pain in your back is now a dull, constant burn, no longer sharp, but pulsing with every heartbeat. The street grows quieter as you move deeper into unfamiliar alleys. The crowds thin, the sounds fade. It almost feels peaceful here, until you realize why. This part of the city doesn't bustle, because it doesn't need to. There are no vendors here, no crowds, just walls, doorways, and watching eyes. You pause in the shade of a narrow overhang. It's the first time all day. The sun isn't beating directly on your body. Your knees give out, and you slide down against the wall until you're sitting on the ground. For a moment, you let yourself believe you might be okay. You breathe deeply. Your body trembles, but the quiet is a relief. Then the fever starts. It doesn't come in waves. It arrives like a second sun, rising inside your skin. One moment, you're aware of the sweat on your brow. The next, you're burning. Your shirt clings to your back, the fabric scratching against torn skin. Your hands tremble uncontrollably. Your stomach contracts. You double over. You don't vomit. That would almost be better. Instead, the pain sits inside you, coiling and growing. Your vision blurs. The light around you shifts. You blink rapidly, but nothing comes back into focus. It's not just heat stroke. It's not just pain. Something inside you is breaking down. The river, the meat, the dust, the stress, all of it is catching up. You curl in on yourself as your muscles cramp. Your breath comes in shallow gasps. You hear something. Footsteps maybe. Voices far off. But you can't move. Not even to look. You close your eyes. Time becomes meaningless. Maybe you sleep. Maybe you black out. You don't know. When you open your eyes again, the light is different. Golden. Evening. You're still in the alley. No one's touched you. You're not sure if that's a blessing or an insult. Your body aches in new places now. Stiff. Cold. Your fever has broken. Or maybe it's just paused. Either way, you're soaked. Your tunic sticks to your skin like wet paper. Your throat is raw. Your lips are split when you try to swallow. You have to move again. You crawl at first. Then you stand, shaking. The street is almost empty now. Babylon, for the first time today, feels still. But there's no peace in the stillness. There's fear in it. The city at night is not for people like you. It belongs to shadows, to voices behind closed doors, to jackals and things without names. distance. A temple ritual. You wonder what God it's for. You wonder if he's watching you now. If he cares. You doubt it. You limp forward, not toward the shelter, just away. Away from the alley, from the place your body nearly gave out, from the day itself. But wherever you go, you take it with you. Because Babylon never lets go. You lie in the courtyard, breathing in the dust, the pain in your back, a dull scream beneath every shallow breath. The heat is relentless, pressing against your raw skin, turning your sweat into song in your wounds. Your thoughts flicker in and out, but one remains. You have to move. No one's coming. There are no kind strangers here, no helping hands. Babylon isn't cruel, it's just busy, and you're in the way. You put yourself up with trembling arms. The motion sends a white-hot flash of pain through your spine. You grit your teeth. Blood sips down your back and into your waistband. You force your feet under you and stand. Everything tilts, then steadies. Your legs barely hold you. You have no destination, no shelter, just the single goal of not collapsing here like an animal. You step into the street again. It's louder now, hotter. The sun is at its peak. The smell of burning oil and sweat clings to everything. You can barely think. Every part of your body wants to lie down. But you walk, one step, then another. A boy throws something at your feet, rotten fruit. He laughs. You don't react. You can't. A group of women pass, eyes avoiding you completely. A man sneers and mutters something as he walks by. You have no way of knowing whether it's pity or disgust. You've stopped being a person here. You're a problem someone forgot to clean up. You wander until the buildings change, the markets fade, the homes become larger, cleaner. These are the houses of scribes, priests, elite merchants, men who speak to kings and gods. You don't belong here. You can feel it in the way the guards at each door stiffen as you pass. You try to look down, unthreatening. Your walk is broken, slow. Maybe they'll see you as mad, or better yet, invisible. Then comes the temple. It rises above the city like a mountain carved by gods, the ziggurat of Marduk. It is stunning, whitewashed walls reflecting the blinding sun, long steep staircases leading to shrines high above the filth of the streets. A priest passes you at the base of the steps. His robes are pristine, his skin oiled. His gaze never meets yours. You sit on a low stone wall near the base, just for a second, just to breathe. You lean forward, elbows on your knees, head in your hands, and then you hear the voice. It's stern, loud, a temple guard. You look up, already knowing what you'll see. He's pointing, not yelling, not threatening, just firm. You shake your head, stand, raise your hands in apology. You move away, head down. The guard doesn't follow. You limp down an alley, barely seeing the path. Your vision is starting to blur. The headache is sharp now. Your stomach churns. The water you drank this morning is turning against you. Your gut twists. Your knees weakened. You need shelter. But this is Babylon. There is none for you. The guard doesn't shout. He doesn't need to. His grip speaks for him. Tight, unrelenting, final. You try to pull away, gently, but that only makes him squeeze harder. He waves to another guard nearby. They speak quickly in a tongue you can't decipher, and then you're being pulled forward, stumbling through the dusty street, while people pour around you, like you don't even exist. You want to protest, but how? You know no words. words that matter here, even if you did. What would you say? I'm not from here. This is a mistake. Every foreigner says that. Every guilty man, too. You're dragged through a series of streets, past more markets, more noise, more life that wants nothing to do with you. You catch glimpses as you're pulled forward, priests in flowing linen entering temple gates, slaves hauling jars twice their size, beggars crouched in shade, offering cracked hands to indifferent passers-by. All of them know their place here. You don't. You arrive at a building darker than the others. The clay here is older, hardened by years of heat and command. You're pushed inside. The light dims. It's cooler, but the air is thicker, like it's been exhaled too many times and never refreshed. There's a man sitting cross-legged on a raised platform. He's older, clean-shaven, with sharp eyes and long ink-stained fingers. He doesn't look up as the guards speak. They point to you. They laugh once. He doesn't. He lifts a clay tablet, reads for a moment, then looks at you. His face doesn't change. This is the judge. You know it without needing anyone to tell you. The guards speak again. He listens. He picks up a stylus, presses it into a wax board. You stand there, sweating, swaying. The nausea comes and goes like a tide. You want to sit, but you know better. He says one word. That's it. The guards nod. One steps forward and grabs your arm again. You try to speak, just a whisper. Please. But it's swallowed by the dust and silence. You're led out a different door, this one opening to a small courtyard. At its center, a wooden post and a short bench. You already know what's coming. They force you down, tie your arms. Your shirt is pulled away from your back. The sun beats down. Your knees press into stone. There's no ceremony, no warning. The first lash lands like fire. The sound is worse than the pain. At first, a loud crack, echoing off the walls. The second is worse. The third ripped skin. You lose count after 5. Somewhere between the 7th and 8th, your mind starts to drift. You're not even sure you're screaming anymore. When it ends, you're cut free. You slump to the ground, too weak to move. The guards don't even look at you. They walk back inside, bored, as if they've just completed a chore. You lie there in the dust, shaking, blood soaking the back of your tunic. No one helps you, and the day is only halfway done. You wipe your mouth and rise to your feet. The taste of the river still lingers on your tongue, metallic and warm. Your stomach clenches, a vague warning of things to come. But there's no time to worry about that now. Someone's shouting nearby, and it's not friendly. You turn to see a man waving his arms at you, scowling. He speaks in Akkadian, a language long forgotten in your world. You don't understand the word, but tone is universal. He's angry. You're in the wrong place. You nod, step back quickly, and try to melt into the crowd. A group of men are unloading sacks from a donkey, running as they haul the weight onto their backs. You try to pass without getting in the way, but it's impossible. The streets are narrow, uneven, and packed. You stumble over a broken piece of pottery. A man curses at you. Another laughs. You're out of rhythm with this place. Your clothes are wrong. Your gait is wrong. Your eyes keep darting where no one else's do. Everyone can see you don't belong. And in Babylon, not belonging is dangerous. You pass a merchant shouting out his wares. Woven baskets, small clay idols, dried meat, a stack of what might be fish or might not. Flies cloud above them in a thick, lazy spiral. The smell is unbearable. You keep walking, but your head is swimming. The heat is rising fast, and there's no relief. No trees, no breeze, just sun reflecting off mudbrick and stone, soaking into your skin. You try to find shelter, maybe a place to sit and catch your breath. You slip into an alley between two buildings, darker and cooler. For a moment, it feels like safety. Then you hear a rustle, movement behind you. You turn. A boy, maybe 10, stands there, wide-eyed. He looks at your hands. You have nothing. No coin, no valuables. He runs anyway, straight at you, shoulder first. He knocks you down. Your elbow hits a stone. You grunt. He disappears back into the crowd without a word. You sit up, dazed. Your arm throbs. A smear of blood darkens your skin. You try to stand, but the nausea hits again. You steady yourself against the wall. Your vision narrows. Your stomach tightens. You're sweating, but chilled. The water. Of course, you drank the river. You start to understand what's happening. Too late. Back in the street, you stagger forward. The crowd seems thicker now, louder. You can't focus. You bump into a man, nearly fall. He grabs your arm roughly and shouts. You stammer something, anything, but it's all wrong. Another man joins him, then a third. They're yelling, pointing, pushing. You don't know what you've done. Maybe it doesn't matter. A firm hand clamps on your shoulder. A city guard. He wears a square-cut beard and a look of permanent boredom. He says something flatly. You're not sure if it's a question or a command. You nod again. The same useless nod. He frowns. He tightens his grip. You're in trouble